Hey guys, this is Scripe from Method. If you guys don't know me, I'm the current raid leader in Method and I play Mage. And today we're going to be looking at the Shadowlands class changes, especially going to be looking at the Mage changes, because there I kind of know what I'm talking about, unlike the other classes. So excited to read those out to you and also give my opinions on them. Let's see, boys. We're gonna be using Wowhead, our sponsor, sponsoring all kinds of videos for us. It's really nice, and they listed the abilities up for you and also summed it up. Blizzard tends to like talk about it a bit more in an RP way. Wowhead just gives you the strict details without missing out any important points. I really like it. So we're going to be looking at the Mage. You can look at the other classes if you want. I haven't done that yet myself. I just plan on, hopefully if I get the Alpha key, Blizzard, hopefully if I get it tested out in the game and provide useful feedback, of course, that's why I would test the Alpha. But yeah, we're going to be looking at the Mage today. And first of all, what we see is Mage, all Mage specs are gaining these abilities. Okay, let's start with the simple ones. Fireward, Frostward, cool stuff. I liked it when I played WoW Classic again, that I had Fireward and Frostward. I had completely forgotten that Mages had these, even though I played vanilla myself, although didn't main a Mage, but yeah. I think this is good stuff. Will this make Mage OP in some fights? I don't think so. Might be more interesting in PvP for sure. But I think I like the fact that it gets more interesting. More buttons to press is kind of cool. I want my hand to be confused when I play the game, you know? And in vanilla it kind of is, and I like that. There's so many things you can do. Like, just because you play fire, you can still cast Arcane Explosion or a rank 1 Frostbolt to slow the enemy and stuff, you know? It doesn't matter what talents you picked, and I really like that. And here, Firewards, Frostward, that's cool stuff. More buttons to press, I like it. Mirror image, I don't know if this will be the damage doing mirror image. There was two kind of mirror images in the game. One was an actual DPSC, and the other one was not that good. And I mean, if I'm not wrong, like this was years ago, so this is what I remember. The other one was just like barely press unless you took aggro, and it was kind of used to reset your aggro. Because that's what it did. And yeah, I don't know which one it will be, of course. I don't care. Either way, it's good, honestly. For PvP especially, it's nice. It's good to confuse your enemies. But yeah, generally I like mirror images, and it was kind of sad that we weren't able to take it because it was on the same row as Rune of Power so far, I think, and Encounter's Flow. So it was just kind of useless. Next ability is Frostbolt. Frostbolt, like this might be one of the least useful changes, honestly. Maybe for fire to slow an enemy. For arcane, you already have the slow spell, so there's no point. Kind of provides you another spell in a different lockout, which is okay, which is nice, I guess. I don't know if it will do a lot of damage. Could be maybe used in PvP if you're fully locked as arcane, but I can't really think about a lot of use cases, honestly, for Frostbolt. Same for fire. Maybe fire in some PvE plays where you have to slow an ad, but I don't know. I feel like there's more useful things in a Frostbolt there. Maybe there will be some interaction later with some other stuff. I don't know. Fire Blast. This is more interesting. I like this change because right now, obviously I don't need to talk about Fire Blast. I need to talk about Arcane and Frost Fire Blast. In the Arcane spec, you don't have any ability when you're moving. Like, you don't have anything. And whenever you move, you either don't cast anything, or you actually press Arcane Barrage, which will reset your stacks, but if you're high mana, you kind of can't do that. So you have to just like either blink around to get around, or you can't do damage. And if you guys remember me playing Untitled Arcane Mage, it was... most of the time I had too much mana. I couldn't dump out my mana because I was just walking around so much with the Storm Relic. I later on switched to Fire, but yeah. Fire Blast is a nice addition to that. It's nice when you, let's say you blink, and usually you kind of like the boss cast something on Arcane Mage. There's something under you, like or spawning under you. You blink, and a Rune of Power, Arcane Power, or Arcane whatever, and then you blast the boss, because the boss probably won't recast that spell again. After the blink, you're safe. And this Fire Blast kind of gives you, maybe after your blink, you want to move a little bit more. Blink, Fire Blast, you have that global to position yourself. Rune, Arcane Power, again, you have that global to position yourself, and then you Arcane Blast pump, and at that point you should be in a safe spot, because I doubt you will want to Arcane Blast in the Rune of Power. That's pretty good. Also, if you maybe, I don't know, nah, probably not, but maybe if you mistime your Presence of Mind, another Fire Blast after the Rune of Power, if you have one more global ready for the Rune plus Arcane Power. Although I don't know if Arcane Power will increase the damage of Fire Blast. But yeah, enough talking. Fire Blast, definitely nice for Arcane. For Frost, rather less important, for sure. Kind of nice if you get a lockout on PvP again, that you have something to press apart from Polymorph. But yeah, it's not as big. For Arcane, definitely nicer to have an instant spell that doesn't get rid of your Arcane stacks, and it's not Arcane Explosion, mana heavy. Definitely good addition. Arcane Explosion, this is really nice for PvP and PvE actually. I didn't think about the PvP part so far. PvE, it's really nice when there is heavy AoE for both of the specs actually. Even for Frost right now, Frost has Blizzard and Ring of, sorry, not Ring, Frozen Orb, but the Arcane Explosion, you know, you can still weave that in. You do have free globals, unless it's super heavy AoE where you just Blizzard and then just shoot out Frozen Orbs like on islands. You're gonna be able to cast some Arcane Explosions. The question is, will that benefit from Shatter, or will that do any damage? I mean, we don't know. Or is it gonna be more worth casting a big Glacial Spike after some Frost Bolts? I don't know, or some Icicle sending out. Not sure. I can definitely see it being useful, unless this is some RP spell and it's not actually going to be used. It's nice. For PvP, it can be nice for finding like rogues and stuff, like stealth units. Let's see, on like Frost, you usually only have Frost Nova to find anyone, and here you have some Arcane Explosions as well. And mana doesn't really matter on Frost, so I mean, of course, to a certain extent, I don't know how mana draining this will be. Maybe you can even cast it perma, like who knows. Well, I mean, we don't know anything about mana, I guess. It can all be reworked, but definitely nice. For Fire, also, right now, if you guys, like a lot of people play Fire right now, so everybody should know that whenever we move, we only have, especially in an AoE situation, we only have Dragon's Breath, a proc of Pyroblast or Flame Strike, possibly if you planned ahead and your RNG was good, and you have Scourge. And I mean, you also have Frost Nova, I guess, but I mean, what do you want with the Frost Nova? Who knows? But the main thing is that you don't really have anything that does heavy AoE apart from the Dragon's Breath on the move. Like you would just cast Scorches, hoping for a proc, and if there's nothing above below 30%, and because of the fact that you don't stack crit on Fire Mage right now because it's not good, you won't get many crits. Scorch does no damage, and you will just be kind of like an Arcane Mage on the move above 30% health targets. So especially on AoE. So this is really nice. Arcane Explosion, I think, if you have to move a lot, and I'm not saying I am saying really nice and really good at all. This won't be like your go-to thing the moment you move, right? Like ideally you probably want to play ahead and you know, remember, like, plan your blinks ahead, and so that you can keep casting fireballs or hard cast Flame Strike, even whatever. That's probably going to be better always, but sometimes there are these unique situations where you need these unique spells, and that's what this is cool for. Like, Fire Blast is actually going to be used quite often, I think, but still, if you plan ahead properly and you blink to the correct position, and you displacement back, you alter time back properly, then you're gonna be fine. Actually, I shouldn't have mentioned alter time yet. It's right there. But yeah, you guys get the idea. The Arcane Explosion can definitely have some uses, and I hope it won't be just an RP thing. I don't think it will be. So next, alter time, guys. This is like one of my favorite spells, especially the way it worked before. I don't think it will be the way it worked before, like ever again, because I was insane with the trinket snapshotting, with your combustion snapshotting, and like all the buffs on you, and it was really nice back then, and that's how you played Fire Mage kinda. I really like that Fire Mage combustion as well. The Fire Blast reminds me later on, oh, man, I'm jumping too many changes ahead, but I have to say this here. The Fire Blast, sorry, the Fire Blast, where is it? Oh, here. So the Mastery change, the Ignite change, reminds me of that kind of where you Fire Blast and it spreads to targets around your target. Like the old Fire Mage. I wish the Combustion was reworked like that as well. I hope Blizzard does that, but yeah, might not happen. But yeah. So the Alter Time is a spell, if you guys don't know it at all, you press it, and then after a certain amount of time, usually I think it was like 6 seconds or 5 seconds or something, you jump back to the position where you casted this. So you like move back in time, and you restore your health and mana, and back then also your buffs and debuffs. And you could do some crazy good stuff with this back then, but now it's kind of just the health, mana, and the positioning change, which I think is still really nice. It's a niche spell, and I think we want more of these spells. I don't like these spells getting removed. It was just like back in the days when I was playing Shadow Priest and Life Grip got removed from Shadow Priest. That was so sad to me. And Void Shift got removed, and it's now given to PvP because, you know, PvE players don't have the brain to handle it or something. Like, I don't know what the hell that is about. PvP just has an extra set of spells, whereas PvE players don't have them. Like, what? Like, are we just too stupid? I don't think so, dude. Just give these things to us. I really like them. I hope Blizzard keeps doing this kind of things, just giving the good stuff back. Actually, we'll change. Wait, hang on, boys. I know this is a Mage video. Interference. 1 sec. I need to check if Priest gets Void Shift back. And no, this makes me quite sad. I don't see it at all. But whoa, there's some exciting stuff. That's some spoilers, boys. You read that later with the Priest guy. I don't know who will make the video. But yeah, back to Mage. So we covered all the time. Nexus focused magic. This was, I think, in the game in Wrath of the Lich King, if I don't remember wrong. I actually played Mage there, but I don't remember. And it's a buff on a target, on a friendly target in your raid usually, or your group, which gives a person spell critical hit chance. So you can't give this to warriors or anything. It's spell critical chance. Although I don't know, maybe spells count as abilities as well. I don't think so. No, spells usually are like magical stuff. So like warlocks, mages, priests, and who else cast spells? Shamans and druids, I guess. Yeah, true. And it increases their critical hit chance, and whenever they crit, you get this bonus as well. And very weird is that it says the Arcane Mage received the same boon. I just noticed this actually. This is what I'm saying. When I look at it with you guys, I might discover new things. I don't know why it says the Arcane Mage. I hope this isn't just for Arcane Mages. But I mean, at the end, it doesn't really matter if it's all balanced. But yeah, I think this is a cool thing. One bad thing might be that it, you know, depending on how OP this is, you know, can you stack focus magic on one guy? That's one thing. I don't remember if you could in Wrath of the Lich King. And like, is this gonna be something OP? I don't think so. I think it's all easily balanceable. I saw some people being worried about that, but like, I think you can just balance. I mean, worst cases decreases to 1% crit or to 0.5% crit. Who cares, man? As long as there's more buttons to press and some more interaction in the game, I like that stuff. You know, I think balancing these things is easier. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things. Again, I was gonna give an example from Priest with the Inner Will and Inner Fire that just got removed because, you know, it was too hard for people to press buttons and switch to Inner Will on the movement when there was no damage going on. But yeah, Anyways, not gonna till today. So, because good stuff is happening, right, chat? Okay, no chat here. Usually I'm streaming while doing these things, but yeah. Nexus, looking at the school changes. So Arcane, I still think there will be specs, so you will go Arcane and then gain a set of abilities and lose a set of abilities, kinda. And let's see what Arcane has. So clear casting will have an additional stack. I mean, sure. Like, I don't know how to use this information really. Okay. Then we have Mastery, so on now extends damage increasing properties beyond Arcane Blast and Barrage to all spells, which means Arcane Explosion basically, and I don't know what other stuff, but I can only think of Arcane Explosion, but to all spells, so all Arcane spells I wonder, or also to like trinkets and stuff. I doubt it's to trinkets and stuff, probably to all spells actually from Arcane Mage. But this would probably include Fire Blast as well, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, okay. I don't really know exactly what this means, but it might be maybe that Arcane is stronger on the AoE again. I guess this could lead to like Nether Tempest and stuff being good again, because Mastery is good for that. But you generally did not stack much Mastery in Arcane, anyways. But yeah, I mean maybe now you would. I don't know. This is all new stuff. Especially it also depends on the talents, but what I want to see from Arcane Mage, so far Arcane was kind of just like a single target turret. It did have the talents to go AoE, it did have the talents to go cleave. I actually played on Orgazoa PTR, I played the full AoE build, and it did quite good damage, guys. It was quite good. Like, I was actually topping the meters, and I didn't even have like the proper Azeroth traits. I don't know why, but I never actually tried it out in the raid. I guess it was because we didn't really want like AoE damage, but more cleave from boss. Because like, you know, if any spec goes full AoE, they will kind of be good at it, but we kind of want to have the cleave because the boss needs to die as well. I don't remember, but yeah, like Arcane definitely has the way, like the talents and the stuff to do this. However, it was just not strong enough compared to other stuff, and it was kind of sad because this whole spec is there. There's so many aspects to it, and nothing can get used because it's just not too like strong enough. You know, it could be better balanced, and I hope this Master Someone thing might be the beginning of that, increasing Arcane Explosion. Maybe like Nether Tempest, maybe some other stuff, who knows. Touch of the Monkey, like I read this, but is this the talent that like explodes? I think so, right? Yeah, okay, exactly. So somebody confused me here. I'm not gonna say his name, he's a famous streamer, saying that you can cast this on a target and stuff, like something else, whatever. Anyways, so this is now baseline. Sure, just means there will be another option in the talent tree, I guess, or I don't know what will happen to the talent tree at all. I like, forgive me if I'm out of date, but this is literally all I know about Alpha right now. I didn't really look at Alpha because I don't want to look at it, and if I don't get a key, I will be very sad and, you know, cry myself to sleep while watching Asmongold. I don't want to do that, so I don't do research until I actually get some key, and then I go into the game and just blast it all through. Okay, so Touch of the Magi now baseline. Sure, cool. I mean, should be anyway, so it's good. Enlightened. While the Arcane Mage's mana is about a certain threshold. Alright, so this is basically Equipose, guys. If you guys don't know the Azeroth trait Equipose, this is literally it. If you're above 70% mana, I think you do extra damage with Arcane Blast. If you're below, was it 40% or below 70%? I don't know. I didn't play Arcane Mage since 2 tiers almost, so I don't remember. But yeah, this is basically Equipose, and this is what I said in my stream often as well. If they see good aspects of the game, they just like, and in some traits, like people ask me, how are you gonna play fire without the bracers and without Blaster Master? I'm just saying, like, you know, if it's that good, and if they don't come up with anything else, they will just include those in some sort of way, like in some talent tree, as a passive stuff, something. It will just somehow get back into the game, like the Pyroclasm. and the legendary bracers from Legion. So this is just the case of that. And that's this arcane. I think decent changes, but this shouldn't be the end. Like, I can't imagine this being the only changes. Like, I'm pretty sure there will be more changes to this. I hope, at least. And yeah, a lot of balancing to be done. So fire, guys. Mastery Ignite rework. Oh yeah. So Ignite reworked. Fire Blast now serves as a catalyst, as the catalyst. Okay, I thought it said as a catalyst because D means that it won't spread aside from if you Fire Blast. I'm assuming. When used against an enemy who's ignited, it spreads up to 8 enemies close to your target. So the RNG in the Ignite was kind of shit. If you guys, like, everybody's like, yo, Ignite is crazy, it's so good and stuff. Yeah, sure, it is OP, it is good. But sometimes you see, like, the mob just does not get Ignite, and you don't know why. It's just right next to it, just doesn't get it for 5 seconds. As your Ignite melts away, like dealing its damage to the main target, and it just doesn't, you know, ignite something close. Or when you do heavy AoE with 10 targets, only 3 of them get ignited, and you're like, what the fuck, bro? And nothing else dies, and those 3 targets are just dead, just gone. But everybody else is alive, which was kind of shit. I like this change. That Fire Blast, this is like a guaranteed way of spreading it. It's less good for, let's say, spread AoE if you watch M+. So the tanks were often moving the main target of the mage across like enemies so that everything gets ignited. Let's say the blob, like the new blob, the purple one, when you go inside, I don't know what it's called, the awakened affix, and you move it around the mindflay tentacles, they will all die because ignite will spread on them. But as I said, sometimes it just wouldn't spread, and that was a super tilter. Ideally, it would be really nice if this had like not a 5-yard range, but like a 12-yard range or something. That would be really cool. Or even a 15-yard. That would be really nice, and you don't have to, you know, be very sad when the targets are super spread. Well, the super spread, a little bit spread. I'm okay with not being able to AoE ignite like 30 yards, right? But 15 yards, yeah, should be. I assume they will do it like more like 10 yards, which will make me sad. But yeah, it is what it is. It's better than the RNG of the current ignite, honestly. It's worse for fights where mobs keep coming in, especially if they have low HP, because your ignite won't like jump to them. Only when you Fire Blast, and then you will hit one, the next mob will come, it won't get ignited. So there it won't be that nice, but for big clump AoE and then no AoE, this is really good. For consistent AoE but low targets, this is not very good. Yeah. Blast Wave, now there's more damage and increased slow duration. Sure, like, I don't know where this actually will be useful, but I don't even know what role Blast Wave is. Is that in the role with Shimmer? I don't actually know. I definitely think Blast Wave is a cool spell that is not being used right now for no reason. It should be stronger. Maybe in PvP in some places can be used. Maybe because the slow is like 70%, I think it can be used even in PvE if you need some sort of slow. And it also has a small knockback. I mean, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, right now I don't even know which talent tree this is, honestly. I think... Is it with... Like, I'm gonna check it now. No, it is. It is. Sorry, it is a nibbling tree. Yeah, I called it, guys. I knew it. I'm so good. So, yeah. Could be changed because you don't need Shimmer for a lot of fights. If you don't need movement, you don't need Shimmer. Just like... Usually not touch this talent tree is definitely not touched like ever. Aside from PvP, you sometimes say Blazing Soul. But yeah, this could be a thing. And you see 70% for 4 seconds. If this is like 8 seconds, maybe it's good for PvE somewhere. Especially with the knock. More damage. Yeah, it could be interesting. Good stuff. I mean, I want to see more of that good stuff though. I want to see like Firestarter change to 85%, you know? Where the hell do you use Firestarter? So rarely. I want to see Pyromaniac have 10% chance instead of 8%. and then you can actually have some reactive gameplay during your combustion and stuff, suddenly having to cast 2 Pyroblast in a row maybe, I don't know, or just when you're moving you Pyroblast, oh you can Pyroblast again, god, yeah, like this is good stuff. Changes here, like changes everywhere, man. Balance that shit out, Blizzard, you can do it. Kindling combustion cooldown reduction increased, that's good stuff. Kind of makes up for the, I think they like the 1 minute build maybe, because there won't be any Visions of Perfection next expansion. I guess they want to make up for it with that and be able to play 1 minute combustions every second when you have your trinket. Yeah, sure, I like it. I like it. Then we have Pyroclasm change. Damage bonus to Pyroclasm increase. I mean, honestly, this stuff here, like, okay, maybe not this, but the Blast Wave and Pyroclasm, like, I don't count these as changes. These are like classic patch changes where, you know, this town is underused, buff it. This town is underused, buff it. This is not an expansion change to me. This is an expansion change because they have to do it. Again, nothing big. It's just like kind of to repair the game, kind of to like carry over what is good in this expansion to the next. But the only actual change is the Ignite, which is not that much, I must say. For fire, Arcane looks more interesting. Just this change alone is more interesting to me. But yeah, I guess this is also interesting. Yeah, somehow for some reason only the mastery stuff is interesting. I don't know. Frost, here we got something exciting, guys. I don't know what the hell is going on here. So Flurry's Winter's Chill. Winter's Chill is now much longer debuff that causes Frost Mage's next 2 spells to treat the target as frozen. The next 2 spell, and it's a debuff, and it causes a Frost Mage's next 2 spells to treat the target as frozen. A debuff that increases the critical hit chance from the Frost Mage and their allies against the target. So Winter's Chill is now a much longer debuff that causes Frost Mage's next 2 spells to treat the target as frozen. Okay, that's one thing. And then a debuff that increases the critical hit chance from the Frost Mage and their alliance against the target. What is going on here? I don't get this part. Are these 2 separate debuffs? The way the sentence reads, it's not. But the way the effects are, so what happens if I cast 2 spells? Is the debuff removed from the target? Do I just Winter's Chill it and then I don't attack and just wait for my allies to crit? Does their crit consume Winter's Chill? Does it? I don't know, man. Like, you see me, like I have no clue. But if this is something like the old Winter's Chills from WoW Classic, which was like frost damage done increased by the whole raid, I think. Oh wait, no, what was it? Critical chance increase? Wait, Winter's Chill WoW Classic. Your frost spells would apply this debuff, and it increases chance a frost spell will critically hit the target by 2%. And this was there on the target like consistently, because one mage would play it, the others wouldn't have to play it because the other guy buffs you up, you know, that you would have one buffer. Not sure if in the same way you will need a Frost Mage to buff this, or maybe even 2 if there's like multiple targets because you want to get it up fast. Like maybe you open with a Flurry to get this on the target instantly for the raid. Like, I don't know, this is a bit weird. Not sure what this means, but I would prefer it the way I understood it, that it is a buff that, you know, helps the raid, especially if you have to do something more than just, you know, playing your normal rotation. Because like the way it is right now, the DH 5% damage increase buff, you just attack and the target gets it. Same with the Mage, just attack, the target gets it. I feel like it would be a bit cooler, you know, maybe if this was a cooldown, and it still increases only 5% damage taken, but then you would need to think about, you know, if you have 1 DH, you want to stack this with the cooldowns of the raid or something, and then if you have the second DH, do it on the other ad when the other set of cooldowns are used, the magical ones, and then you can play around with it. It gets a lot more exciting, a lot more, you know, plans to be made, and a lot less YOLO. I mean, sure, later on farm you just, you know, obviously pop one on the pull, like this 5% damage increase. This is just hypothetical, by the way. I know Blizzard doesn't do this. I know they won't do it. I don't know. This is just an idea that came to mind. but I think this would be a lot better, a lot cooler. Yeah, that's it for the Mage changes, guys. Let me think if I did not answer a question. This was quite long talk. I don't know since when I was talking, like 20 minutes at least, right? Do you think your class will be considerably better? Oh yeah, and like, is it gonna be better in Razor and Plus? I think Arcane, because of this change, might be actually playable in Plus. However, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe it could be actually. Why not? Fire, on the other hand, like rate-wise, you know, as I said, multi-target might be an option for Arcane, which would be really nice. But I mean, rate-wise, Arcane is already like okay. It's just fire, just crazy, yeah. The ignite change on the fire. Again, I'm not really looking at these like whatever. The ignite change is gonna be possibly better for M+, because the pull size often does not change. You pull everything is usually kind of stacked, and then you blast. But yeah, I don't know. I think it might be good though, because if it's gonna be good on single target, with this it will be really good on multi-target. So, and then you can, you know, pull those 8 targets, just blast them away. I hope that could be interesting, especially if Fire Blast has multiple charges. Like, what happens then, right? What happens if you do like double, like if you pull 16 targets and you Fire Blast twice, or like pull 25 targets and Fire Blast 3 times? Okay, 20, yeah, 25, because you have your initial ignite on somebody. You can actually pull even more. Like, what happens? And then you triple Fire Blast, they all get ignite, and then what? Universe explodes? Like, is that what we're going for? I don't know. This is quite crazy, but it depends on how it will work, I guess. And will it prioritize people, like mobs without the ignite? If yes, then this is insane, especially if you have multiple Fire Blast charges. I don't know. Quite weird. Definitely like better than the current ignite, I think, though. Like, good change, Blizzard. This is really in depth and good, actually. I don't know if they did that by mistake. Usually they don't do these smart changes, but I think this is a really good change. Yeah, so good for M+. Good for some situations in the race, but bad for others. As I said, like consistent coming out is bad. But yeah. How do you think the level squish will affect your class? I have no idea. This was one of the questions. I have no idea, guys. Like, should it even have an effect? I don't know. I have no clue about what to say about that. Do you think your class will become better? Yeah, more fun. Yeah, sure, definitely. Alter time, focus magic, all these kind of things. All good stuff. And I think that is pretty much it, guys. How would you change them from their current nodes? What do you think about these nodes? Okay, so what would I change here still? I kind of like said stuff that I would change. What I would love to have back is alter time. I would love to have snapshotting back instead of that dynamic bullshit on trinkets. I think that gives a lot more in depth. Sure, it's harder to balance, I get that, but it's a lot harder to play as well, and a lot more fun to play. I definitely would love that, especially alter time reminds me of this. Focus magic, good stuff. What else would we love to change on these nodes? Definitely like more arcade rework regarding the AoE, but I think they're already planning it. I don't think this is it, so I wouldn't base like every change they make like this is just the expansion. No, I think there will be many other changes. So I mean, we don't even know what kind of system we will have, right? Like, there's just gonna be something that replaces Azeroth traits, something that replaces the neck and stuff. So there will be good stuff, I believe. Fire, Frost, Fire. What I would love to change on Fire is either force us to stack crit by making it really good, or make sure that you don't cast 6 fireballs without a single pyroblast in between because you didn't crit enough. That was kind of a tilter. Nowadays I have to equip crit because of my corruption gear, and you know, it kind of, because I have to, the game feels better because I'm critting more often. But man, if you don't have crit, because you shouldn't technically, because all you do is like combust. Your damage outside of combust and your like gameplay is so scuffed. You don't, just so boring. You don't cast anything. Just cast fireballs and they do no damage. So sad. Yeah, aside from that, I don't know. I think the video is long enough anyways, guys. I don't want to drag it out too long either. Thank you guys for watching, guys, and I hope we see each other the next time in the stream or somewhere else or in some other video. Actually, I have another video coming up for Method soon. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Wowhead, for providing us these things in a nice way, and also for sponsoring the video. And if you guys like the video, make sure you follow. I don't know if this is going to be on YouTube. I think this is going to be initially on the stream, but make sure you like, follow, subscribe, whatever you guys can do. Thank you guys for the support, and see you guys the next time. Bye bye.